We
Wow.
are.
When you said get into it, I didn't quite think
we're
you
in,
meant
man.
that quick.
Well, you said no. You said no pre-rolls there.
All right.
I don't know what's showing us. So wait, a desktop is showing.
Yeah, the desktop.
Yeah,
There it
yeah.
is.
We'll take it there. Let's no pre-rolls there. I don't. There's our countdown. We're gonna at least run. Is an intro plan?
No.
No intro?
No.
Really?
Maybe we should just skip the intro.
Skip the intro? Alright, man. Mics are on. Alright. Fuck it. No intro.
No intro. Maybe you should give us a little bit of a recap of what's happening here, man.
What do we have? What's happening is we're here to do a show. A show today. I'm still trying to get my headphones on. I'm very unorganized. Very unorganized person. And yeah. So back to that. Tim, we have a guest finally.
We finally have a guest.
How many episodes did we do without one? Like
since I've been here? I've been here since January.
No, we haven't had a guest on.
Yeah.
No.
We've had
Jason.
How many episodes did
we had Jason and Dave.
Since I've been here,
and
I've been
anybody,
here since January.
Anybody that does tune in may see.
Well, we've had two.
Jason. Thor Marlow? Correct? Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to pronounce that correct. We do have a guest today. Somebody that I initially talked to about this a while ago. Months. I'm going to say months.
Several months ago.
Several months ago, and I finally did contact him. We aligned schedules for a short time today. So we're skipping intros, skipping the countdown, everything. Yeah, right in. What dude, what do you do? Okay, that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. If you want to list it, you don't have to go into detail. But I know there's only 24 hours in a day. I work 7 days a week. Between two jobs, and I constantly run out of time to do stuff. That was one of the things why I wanted to talk to you, because you do a lot of things. And I constantly run out of time to do stuff.
I do spread myself out.
Okay, here's what I know. I'll just cover it quick. Between coaching, tattoos, and
I do spread myself
what else did I say? I said one other thing that I know of. I'll just cover it. Tattoos, coaching, and
like organizing events.
Yeah, he had that skate contest going. That's whenever he did that, I'm like, how does he have time? So what do you do?
Well, I do a variety of different things. First and foremost, I'm a family man. I got 3 kids and a wife.
Right.
I do a variety of different things. Stay motivated. I don't just sit around very well, so that kind of keeps me pushing forward. But I own and operate a tattoo studio. I'm a tattoo artist and body piercer at the studio as well.
Okay. Were you still at the shop when they moved in across the street?
Yeah.
Okay. That was the first time I saw a tattoo studio since when? Are you from the area?
I'm not. I actually moved into the area June 2014, I believe.
Okay. Are you from the area? Yeah, I remember a tattoo studio coming in, and on top of that, you had, like, I don't want to call it a skate shop, but basically a skate shop that you could buy parts.
Right.
Decks, bearings. We had to leave town. Anybody that skates had to leave town to get that stuff previously.
Yeah, like half-hour drive at least.
Yeah, minimum. We had to leave town. So, tattoo studio. What else do you name, Coach?
Half-hour drive.
So I do. I own the Moshannon Valley Vikings semi-pro football organization. That's adult semi-pro football. So as the owner, I'm also the general manager. So I, handle everything from equipment to jerseys to practice schedules to operations of practices. Recruiting, local promotions, stocking of concessions. I mean, literally, I have my hand in everything involved in the program. I have my head coaching duties with that program as well.
Damn.
So, I don't let those duties slack due to my owning duties, so that takes up quite a bit of my time. When you deal with adult athletes, it involves a lot more recruiting than people would expect, because you're trying to get people who have jobs, who have established lives, to travel from the area that they live to your area.
Right.
It's a very, very low percentage of the people on the team that play for me live within 40 minutes of our field.
So how do you?
Well, what's like the average age of like the players you have?
Yeah, that's
so we'll just take last year. My youngest player was
what's
17.
like the average age of like, the
my
players?
oldest player was 48.
Oh, okay. So it's,
You almost had a 50-year-old out in that field.
Well, yes, we did. And believe it or not, it was a quarterback,
Oh, okay. So
Shane Scott, very
You almost had a
talented guy.
50-year-old out in that field.
He just very athletic and kept his youth. So that kind of worked out as a benefit for him there. But the average age, I would have to say, though, would probably be somewhere in the 26.
26? Okay. Average age. Nice.
Average age.
That's like, I don't know. I don't want to say testament. That's the wrong word. But that's like kudos to people for doing stuff at older ages now.
you could turn a phrase with testament in there.
I can throw it in there. I'm bad with words sometimes, man. Speech it right, Tim.
Speech it right.
Yeah.
Make words good. A phrase with testament.
No, like I watch on YouTube. There's a guy that from
Speech it right.
United Kingdom, Great Britain, somewhere over the pond, over the Atlantic Ocean, into BMX, like in his late 30s, I think, or early in his 30s. I know that for sure. But he's friends with a few people, and like one or two of them are like 50, 56. Riding BMX, and not like just cruising around on like getting airs, doing crazy, tail whip or flip whips, all crazy shit, tricks that I would never try. Maybe into a foam pit if you were like convincing me and paying me. But yeah, and 48 years old, playing semi-pro football. Now, wow,
Is it? It's like full contact.
Oh, it's absolutely. Now, a lot of people, when they hear some older people can play, they think that it's got to be backyard. It's got to be fairly disorganized, dysfunctional. No, the talent level is absolutely unreal. I mean, we have receivers in the league out there running 4.4 below 40 times.
that's nuts.
Last year going into the season, my linebackers were all putting up 225, 15 plus times.
I'm not a football guy, so yeah, he'll understand.
I know a little bit.
225 pounds benching that 15 times is
okay. That I understand.
Yeah, that's
because
not
again,
lightweight.
in sports we don't necessarily look at overall weight as much as how many times you can rep out a specific strong amount of weight, like 225 pounds.
Like that explosive power.
Exactly, that will last. So it's okay. Sure, you can lift 500 pounds, but can
Like that explosive
continue to operate after you do that once. You know what I mean? So it's how many times can you rep out 225? So in the NFL combines, that's what they do. They don't actually have them lift over that amount when they're doing the actual.
Yeah, I've heard of the combine, but I don't know like where people rank what's good.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
So a 4.4 or a 4.3
Yeah, I've
40
heard of the combine, but I don't know
is
like, where
fast.
people rank
I mean,
what's good.
it's really
That
fast.
40 yards, right?
40 yards.
All right, yeah, I remember that from track, and that is. I never got a time like that. I'll say that. Yeah.
It's pretty quick. And I mean, our players are huge. Like, I have a guy, Stevie Eisenhuth, he's like 6'4", 6'5", 290. Plays defensive end. He can jump. He's got, we have photos of him in games jumping with a foot and a half underneath his feet of just pure air. Like, for a guy that weighs 290 pounds to get up like that, it's like athletic ability mixed with size, So that has actually helped us really grow a fan base in the area because it's athletic ability. I mean, I hate to use the word violent, but it's far more violent and far more brutal than your typical 11-man football. Okay? Because what we play is 8-man football, so it's 8 versus 8 instead of 11 versus 11. And have you ever seen arena football on TV?
I've never,
field?
yeah, it's smaller, like
Wow.
So we play at that size of a field outdoors.
okay.
So it's like
I've never
11-man
smaller,
rules on arena-sized field with like the rawness of hockey, but it has the emotional energy of like a UFC fight.
Right. So you're getting up on rugby levels almost.
Yeah,
That gets kind of crazy too.
right. Rugby gets crazy. Rugby's a bit more raw because the pads aren't there, you know what I mean? And it's more about what you can produce at the moment, where the ball lands, things like that.
Right.
Can't you hit a lot harder with the pads?
You absolutely. I mean,
Yeah, but you can get hurt.
You can get hurt too.
You're getting hit harder, so you can get hurt easier. I guess.
there's just different things that come into play. Like in rugby, you'll learn to hit a little bit different because you don't have the protection on your head. Now, granted, as a youth coach, we teach people to get your head to the side. Don't do right. Use your shoulder. Use your chest more. Don't use the top of your head and stuff. That way, it's not putting all that hit and trauma in your helmet. But
use your chest more.
I mean, to be fair, you know, with these older players that grew up playing, the old mentality of get out there and smack somebody. You know, the old term, you know, put your helmet on somebody. You know, so that part of it is still there a little bit, but it's just more, it's the energy, the rawness. I mean, these guys are absolutely,
so that part of it is still,
you know, they're bleeding and sweating and and still having fun while they're doing it. It's just, to me, it's an energy that I used to get from other parts of my life that I gave up, you know, left in my youth.
Imagine that. You work, they all work, right? Pretty much. Like, these are adults.
Oh yeah, they all work.
So you're working your job, 40 hours, whatever, maybe you work more. Then going in and doing that,
pretty much.
I feel like a slacker.
Oh yeah, they all work.
I do this stuff in my spare time.
Well, that's just because you love this and they love that.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean,
that's
it's easy to do something like that when your heart's behind it.
It's like, yeah, I got free time. I'm gonna go build a house or something. Like, some people do that, but that's more than building a house. You're getting injured. Now, okay, if you're a coach, is it safe to say you're also a football fan?
Correct.
Okay. Here's something I want to know. If you think it's like just BS or not. What is that? CTE with the head injuries?
Correct.
Is that's a real thing?
That is absolutely a real thing.
All right. Do you see that having like an impact on like the NFL?
Correct.
Well, I do.
That's a real thing.
Here's my look at it. Okay. From youth football, once it came out, you know, CTE came out. And we really started to understand a little bit about what and why. They changed the rules. There's a lot of things in the game that have changed. People say football's gone soft, okay? Well, a lot of that is to try to help protect the athlete. Like, we're not out there to get kids beat up. We're not out there to get high schoolers beat up. The purpose of us going out there and playing football is because of all the added things that football gives people, like
discipline,
leadership
skills for some people.
Exactly.
Thinking tactically,
Teamwork,
physical work.
Yeah, you're learning vital skills that apply in other aspects of life.
And there's things like, as a coach, it's my job to tell you,
physical work.
Today you did not do well. I expect better of you.
And there's things
And
like,
at practice, I need to see some extra hustle out of you. Now,
today you
in
did
your
not
job
do well.
life, and pretty much, you know, dealing
at practice,
with
I need to see some extra hustle
police,
out of you.
anything like that. There are situations where somebody else is going to be in control of what happens, and they're the one that's going to decide if the effort you put forth, whether it is good enough. I hate to say that, but that's part of life, you know. And football taught that to me as a kid. So that was one of the things that really drew me to say, hey, once my kids get closer to the age of being able to play, I really want to re-engage myself with the sport of football, and that's what I did. You know?
Okay.
Kids get closer to the age of
how does somebody?
I really want to re-engage
Me or Tim? I'm not a huge football fan. You're not a sports fan, really?
Not really.
Okay. But say one of us want to get involved, or anybody, just your average person in the public, somebody watching this in the future. They love football. They want to go play. What, it's semi-pro?
Correct.
How do they get involved in that?
All right, so most teams will have a tryout. All right, our tryout is ran more or less like an NFL combine.
How do they get involved?
It's set up so we'll get to see how many reps to
Our
225
tryout
you
is
can do, what your
ran
40 time
like
is,
an NFL combine.
how far you can jump from a
It's set
standstill,
up so
all the things that really
we'll get
show
to
us
see
like
how many reps
athletic
to
skill and
225 you can
ability,
do, what your
and we're also
40
going to
time
test your endurance.
how
Like,
far you can jump
are
from
you
a
coming to our
standstill.
combine in
All the
shape,
things that really show
or are you
us,
just
like,
coming as an
athletic
athlete
skill
that's
and
hoping to
ability.
get in shape
And
as
we're
we
also
go?
gonna test
Because
your
again, at the
endurance, like,
semi-pro level, most
are you
athletes all
coming to
have to
our
work, so
combine
it
in
isn't like I
shape,
get to
or
practice
are
or
you just
condition
coming
these
as an
athletes
athlete
for
that's hoping to
5
get in
days a
shape
week.
as we go?
I literally
Because again,
get
at the
them
semi-pro
1 day a
level,
week.
most athletes all have to
So
work, so it isn't like
I
I
have to push
practice
them
and
on my
condition these
time
athletes
hard
for
enough
5 days a week.
during the
I
season
literally get
that
them
on their
1 day a
time
week.
they're doing it too, so it
So
isn't twice as
I
hard when
have
they
to
get
push
to
them
my
on my
time. You
time
know what
Right.
I mean? So not only that,
that on
but
their
you
time
can only
they're doing it
have
too,
so
so
many
it's-
people of a certain position.
I forgot that. Producer, man. Sorry, Thor.
You're good.
Continue.
You can only have so many people on your team with certain positions, or you'll have people standing around not playing. I mean, I get 40-man roster. That's the max amount of people I can sign. So, typically you want 2 centers, 6 guards, 2 or 3 quarterbacks, a kicker or 2, you know what I mean? To make sure that if somebody does get injured, you have somebody behind them that can play the position, but not so many that you have 4 or 5 behind you complaining that they're not seeing the field.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Fine line.
Fine line. So it's a juggling act between, finding out what kind of chemistry is gonna pull everything together. You know what I mean? Like, because the team has to work, has to click. You get the complaints and the extra. Then people aren't driving 40 minutes one way to practice for you, or 2.5 hours for you on game day to go out and play a game somewhere, and then 2.5 hours to drive home. It isn't like we transport them out there. A lot of these players, they drive themselves to these games.
No, that's not paid. That's hobby.
It's not paid. We actually, the way that it's looked at is semi-pro is a development level. Okay.
Okay.
You can play college football and get out and still play semi-pro football. Okay.
All right.
But you can go out of high school and play semi-pro football. And because it's not paid, if you develop and get good enough and send in your films, you can potentially play college football based on your improvements in semi-pro football. So now you're looking at a potential scholarship, or maybe even to go overseas to somewhere like Germany or Brazil and be able to
So
play.
that's worldwide. The semi-pro football.
Well,
Or no?
all right. So semi-pro is worldwide. Okay. Now there's different leagues and levels and all that different kinds of things that happen. Okay.
Right.
Our league, basically all the teams in our league are based in the state of Pennsylvania.
All right.
Nobody gets paid in any of the teams in our league because we, as coaches, try to help advance people forward. We have a team over in DuBois. They had a player that played for a couple of years, put together a lot of solid film, got a 2-year full ride scholarship to Clarion to play football. Had a big chunk of his education paid off, which was great. We had at least 6 players sent somewhere in Europe over the last 2 seasons to play ball. Poland, Germany. But they're getting paid when they go there.
Right.
These are other levels because you have your different levels in football. Of course, you have your midgets and your peewee football. Then you have your junior high, your JV, and your varsity football through school.
Right.
And then you have college or semi-pro. Okay, they're both different, but college is semi-pro. Then you can have minor league, and that's where you start to get paid. Okay, minor league is more like the Philadelphia Soul Arena football,
Or like on the baseball equivalent, like the curve or the spikes.
right?
Yeah.
So that would be.
Oh, they're paid.
Oh yeah, those are paid
Oh, damn.
athletes.
Okay.
So that's like your level below paid, where the pros can look down into those levels and say, look at this guy,
Like
shines.
scouts and shit.
I was gonna
Exactly.
say, like, the curve is like, I forget if it's Pittsburgh or Philly, but it's one of their farm teams.
Correct. Yeah. And the Spikes and State College are actually affiliate for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, you can get to those levels. Some, of course, there's percentages. A very low percentage of the people that go through the semi-pro level make it to the pro level. But that's because a lot of the people in the semi-pro level are people say you played 4 years in college. You don't want to go play pro because you just got a college education. You move back to your hometown. You're just getting a job that you have your degree through. Say you're a criminal justice major, and you move back to your small town, and now you got a job at one of the local prisons. Okay. So now you don't have kids yet, but you have a stable job. You have health insurance.
You got disposable income.
A little bit of disposable income. You likely have a wife or woman that supports you, that wants to actively do something that you're interested in with you. You know what I mean? So you go and you play, you continue your career, and usually they'll put in between, of course some only play 1, but typically between 1 and 5 or 6 years at the semi-pro level till you have a kid, and maybe that kid's just getting ready to play, because we play in the spring. It's opposite of the regular football season. So if you have a kid that's ready to start playing baseball, typically, then that's all right. I think I'm getting too old. I'm going to hang the cleats up. And then you start coaching your son or coaching your daughter in the sport that they're involved in, and pass the knowledge on through generation. You know what I mean?
So
Right.
instead of it being kind of like pro level where there's only like a very select amount of spots, like this is like what anybody can do who just played in high school or a little bit in college. So it's a nice path for them. after
But they
that.
gotta have some kind of talent.
Yeah.
To
And-
anybody to a certain extent. It's like, so, and there are teams in our league that aren't necessarily all that great.
Okay.
Okay. So let's just say me. Let's just take me. Okay. If
Right.
I were to suit back up, because I did play at the semi-pro level, if I were to suit back up and play football at the semi-pro level now, I would be like third, maybe fourth string on my team, the Vikings. Okay. But there are other teams out there that I may potentially start on if I went to play for them instead.
Okay.
So there's a pretty big talent disparity.
There can be. You know
okay.
what I mean? Maybe one team has a great offense, but they just happen to not have strong defensive ends. So I could go and play there and get more time.
Right.
But, you know, not everybody is just satisfied with playing. Some people want to win. You know what I mean? So like a team like us, we're very competitive. Like if you played for me last year, I very much appreciate what you put out. I appreciate
Awesome.
what you left on the field. But we are above a intramural or recreational level. And I need to sign the 40 best athletes that I can get to play for my program this coming year to bring home a championship to this area.
Which is
Well, yeah,
what any
that's-
team wants.
Right. So that being said, it's not necessarily anything anybody can do. Are you willing to travel as far as you necessarily need to get on a team that would be able to work with your ability, talent level, or position? More than likely, yes. But, you know, like we have 12 teams in our league right now, 40 positions on each team. How many people in the state of Pennsylvania want to play football?
Yeah.
A lot.
It's
Yeah,
a
you get
lot.
point. Yeah, it's
I
still
really-
pretty.
Like last season, we paid attention to a certain amount. I know some numbers fell through the cracks, so it has to be higher. But we went through 115 people that expressed interest in playing for the Vikings last year to sign my 40.
All right.
So if that puts it in,
Yeah, no,
perspective,
Yeah, that's a little
puts,
I mean,
Yeah, puts a nice bow on it.
All
yeah.
right. Switching gears a little. Okay. I don't know anybody. Now there's obviously people that are not fans of football.
Right.
Okay, they're obviously not fans, but I don't know anybody that's going to be like boo football. That's a negative thing, or
Well, like me, I don't really watch football, but I know
Right.
a little bit about it, and I don't hate it.
yeah,
Right.
you're not
Yeah.
okay. Tattoos, as well as having tattoos, and you do tattooing.
Correct.
Okay, that's your bit. How did you get involved in that? Because I don't know your age, but you were definitely around in the 90s. And a lot of stuff changed back then, and tattoos were pretty stigmatized up until, I don't want to say like last year, but as lately, like 2000s maybe?
I could say. I think I saw it become a little more.
You've been
common.
in the business. When do you think that change came about, that tattoos were becoming more acceptable socially?
Honestly, I saw a major. I mean, of course, it progressively became less and less of an issue slowly over time. But to me, it really became a serious change in what people thought. Like the year, like around 2013, I noticed a huge break in the attitude of.
That's still
of
pretty
people.
recent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty recent, but if you go to your local elementary school, all right? I bet you if you have let's just say 4 female elementary school teachers, I
Right.
bet you 3 of them at least have tattoos.
Maybe not visible, but for sure.
Maybe not visible,
okay.
but
Right.
for sure. And at least one of them has a visible tattoo.
Oh yeah.
It's
No.
it's getting to that point where so many people have them that people now know that there's a lot of great workforce out there, a lot of great people you can have around you that we're getting pushed out of everything or just not getting tattoos because of that stigma attached to everything, you know.
Right.
I once was walking through, I was in a Goodwill, you know, I like to go in there and look at some old frames, art frames and stuff like that. And then paint them and do some work on them and reframe other things with them, you know. and this elderly lady approached me and actually reached right out and touched my neck. Now, you can see I got tattoos on my neck.
Oh yeah.
So she says, "Why do you put these drawings on your skin?" And I said, I just like it. And she says, "I don't dislike it, but I just don't understand it. And I want to ask somebody why you do it." And I said, "Well, why do you put designs on your shirts?" And she said, "Well, because it spruces things up a little bit and adds a little bit of character to your look." And I said, "Think about this. You have plain skin
Yeah.
and have designs on your clothes. But I have designs on my skin and I wear plain clothes." And she's like, "I never really put it in that kind of a perspective before."
Right.
I said, it doesn't make me any better or worse. And I can tell you, once my throat got tattooed, I definitely started to see the judgment in people's faces, the change of, hey, this guy's coming from a distance, But during that time, honestly, like, I rode with a motorcycle club. I wore bandanas and black leather and cowboy boots all the time and chains on my waist and had a different attitude than I have now, and I could kind of understand that. So maybe it wasn't as much the tattoo as in, hey, here's this guy and now he looks even meaner, but
The individual.
correct.
Right.
But I mean, I tattoo now and I bet you 90% of my business is female.
Wow.
I
would think it the other way.
I would have thought more like like a 60-40 or something.
Yeah, like more
like
male.
average,
It's not even close to halfway.
Yeah.
Not even close. It's so you have your flood of women who are between 30 and 55.
Okay.
All right. That got divorced and their husband said, "You're not allowed to get that tattoo."
So that's
All bets off. I'm doing it. Yeah.
Damn it, now I'm living for myself. I'm doing what I
Right.
want, or they grew up just being told, "Hey, it's bad, hey, it's bad, hey, it's bad." But now their granddaughters have it and they see the lady at the bank has one and the kindergarten teacher has one and so many other people that are influential in our active society now have tattoos that they're going, "Hey, maybe this is something that I want," And not only that, but as people, most of us like a change.
Yeah.
Something to break the norm, the static, the hey, this cigarette doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking pushing it to like a narcotic or drug level, but I mean a change in your life that breaks up the static. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And getting a tattoo and something new that you see in the mirror when you look at yourself and smile before you walk out at the end of the beginning of the day to face the world changes things a little bit, and more people are becoming accepting of that.
I remember, I don't know what year it was. I remember a TV commercial, and with the one guy in the commercial, that he was like in an office type setting, and he had like kind of like a mohawk, but it was laid down to the side.
Right.
Do you remember that? I don't remember what happened.
I've been a lot of commercials,
but it was like a legit commercial kind of talk.
You
it
don't
was.
remember like what the product was, or
He was. I don't know if he was tech support or something. But
when's this from?
no clue.
You're really making this easy.
But I'm just saying I'm trying to make it relatable. It's
Hey,
like
you remember that place?
a guy with tattoos and like a mohawk, and he had it like brightly colored, but it was laid down. It wasn't standing up.
I've watched a lot of TV. Like if you gotta like narrow it in. Though,
I can't narrow that down, man.
Dude with like a punkish looking dude and like an IT role.
Somebody that watches this will remember that commercial.
Maybe.
Dunny, look it up for us.
Dunny's a lot younger than us, man.
A couple years.
If it's a 90s commercial, I don't think he'd remember it.
All right. How did you get into? Was that something you've always wanted to do? The tattooing, or?
I mean, I grew up really interested in the tattoo culture because I had a dad that was a biker. He had tattoos. Honestly, I grew up with three things that I really wanted to do when I grew up. Most people probably don't believe me when I tell them because one's crazy and two, I ended up achieving. But I wanted to either be a football coach, I wanted to be involved in the tattoo industry, or I wanted to sing country music.
Hey,
That's not bad. I mean,
yeah, that's cool.
I've always entertained singing ska. So
Cool.
Yeah.
That's not that crazy.
No, that's not that crazy. I got the plaid shorts, man.
Neither of them are country or ska.
Yeah.
You know,
I chased my dream. I was living in Pennsylvania, and moved down to Raleigh, North Carolina in 2004. Got together with a few people, played, they did a little bit of music and stuff. We did some singing. Nothing really wanted to take off. And then the show Nashville Star was popular back in that day, back when American Idol was fired up and all that. They had their country version called Nashville Star. And they came through Raleigh, North Carolina, and I got to sing at the auditions and stuff for that.
Wow.
And, nothing really took off for me there. And I had decided I'm going to join the military. Okay.
wow. Okay. Damn.
So I go through the process. I'm getting my ass fabs taken care of. Did everything I needed to do. My recruiter was in the driveway to pick me up and take me to go sign the papers and go to MEPS and do all that stuff. Right.
Like the line of it being official.
The official one, know. So we had a flood recently, and the door frame around my door had warped. Well, long story short, I tell him, hey, let me take my dog out real quick. So I take my dog out. On the way in, I put my hand on the door, go to push the door open. The door sticks. Hand goes through the glass, cuts out the whole back of my ring finger here, punctured the top of my hand where the pinky and ring finger tendons come together, sliced my thumb up really good. It just jacked my hand up really bad. So he had actually been a medic overseas. So he pulls out like this big toolbox medic kit, wraps my hand up for me and takes me to the hospital. And he's like, hey, you're really banged up in that hand. Like, I don't know how this is going to go for you. And, it took me a year to just be able to to grip a lighter with my left hand and be able to light it. Because my fingers were stitched together. It was just
It's
terrible.
I have a friend that got a wrist injury from glass also.
So the military kind of went out the window while my hand was healing up. I didn't know all that many people in Raleigh, so it wasn't like I had this big social scene. I could just go and hang out with these people. So I started hanging out at a tattoo shop. After hanging out there for a while, laughing, joking, getting to know the people a little bit. Eventually they were busy and the phone would ring, so I'd answer the phone and answer a question, or somebody'd come in for a piece of body jewelry and I'd help them pick it out and ring them up, and after a while I was sitting on the other side of the desk, and they were like, hey, do you want to learn how to pierce? So my initial into the business was an apprenticeship doing body piercing. That would have been in 2006. And since then, I've been hooked on the tattoo industry. Now, there were times where I wasn't able to make my income based on the industry, in 2009, 2010, in that area. I worked in the hotel business, because I had my first kids and needed to make the most amount of money I could. I actually wasn't even tattooing yet at that point. It was still body piercing. So, around 2012, that's when I started officially.
With the shop?
No, tattooing.
Okay, okay.
I started working with some independent tattooers that I knew and taking the knowledge and stuff that I'd gained through working in the shops and managing the shops and stuff that I'd been in, and really applied them. I brought my shop to Phillipsburg, opened my first shop in 2015.
Yeah, I didn't witness it, but I witnessed it from afar across the street.
Well, yeah, you
We
live
both
above
did.
your apartments there too. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something coming in. I remembered, what are they doing over there when they were moving the stuff in? I don't want to steal your time. It is past the 1 o'clock mark, so.
Is it?
Yes.
I do have one quick question though.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
What's the silliest thing you've ever tattooed?
The silliest thing
yeah.
I've ever tattooed. The silliest thing I ever tattooed would be, so my buddy Chris says, hey, I want to get a tattoo today. And I said, all right, come on in. I got time. I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, I don't really know. I just want something. He's got a lot of tattoos. Some people just want to get something cool, And I'm like, well, what's next to it? What am I tattooing near? You know, he says, well, I have a hefty pinup girl on my chest, a hefty one.
Okay.
And she's got like oven mitts on her hands. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think to myself, oh, I could have some fun with this, you know?
Right.
So I did some like American traditional style. I did like a slice of pizza. These are objects that are around the pinup girl now as we fill up the peck on his chest. You know what I mean? So I did a bottle of Coke. I did a donut with a switchblade stabbed through the center of it. And then right down next to the nipple, I did a hot dog. And I made sure that the edge of the bun overlapped the areola a little bit. So while I'm tattooing these other ones, he kept saying, oh, it feels like you're tattooing my nipple. And I'm like, nope, not tattooing your nipple right now. And he's like, oh, okay, that's good, you know. So I keep going, and eventually I got down to the hot dog and ended up going over his areola. And he's like, wow, okay, well, I don't know if I'm gonna never trust you not to tattoo my nipple again, but a hot dog on a man's nipple would be probably the silliest.
Yeah, that's worthy.
That's it. All right, awesome.
All right.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank
I'll
you.
happily
Yes.
come on again if you guys are ever interested.
Sure,
in stuff.
I would. I have 1,000,001 questions, not literally, but I do have a lot. When you have more time, definitely would love to have you back and expand just on life in general more. That's the whole point of this. The premise for the show is before the time of the internet and cell phones bigger than a brick.
Yeah.
The preferred method of communication was conversation,
right,
face to face.
Absolutely.
That's how we founded the show. So definitely, we will have you back. We're taking a break, people.
Yep, we will. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Thor Marlow, thank you for coming on, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a million. Where is it?
Oh, there you found it.
And bring the mics back online.
Oh, I thought you said they were.
those mics went cold for a while. They went dark.
They went dark. Oh, so okay,
They're back.
They didn't hear us then.
No, they didn't hear us, but they saw a video.
Oh, they just saw video.
I had to adjust the camera. Hey, we're a low budget.
Yeah.
We're a no budget, low budget show here, people.
Yeah. Sorry for the noise. I got to scooch.
Yeah, that's fine, man. What do they expect? We're doing this live.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
You're a little out.
Yeah, I'm moving. I'm getting up here.
Yeah,
Getting up
scooch.
there.
Okay.
I'm not really going to be facing the camera,
No,
but
that's all right. It's a wide, man.
yeah, you're like way in. All right,
Well, I'm
back
in. I'm
back,
not way
back
in.
to showtime.
Way in. Here, hold on.
Let's
Hold on.
go.
Oh, it's a little bit, but like, yeah, that's like way in.
Oh, he's going to scooch way up on me.
Yeah.
All right, let's put it back over here. All right, man. So, I guessed for a short time.
Yeah.
That's okay. The bugs were worked out. Once I started everything up, it was good.
I thought you meant you had everything like plugged in, ready to go.
No, I forgot that.
Yeah. If everything would have been plugged in, ready to go, it would have been. We would have got an extra like 20.
Would have been amazing. 20 minutes, but hey,
It's all right.
I'm
He
not-
said he wants to come back.
yeah, I can't leave $3,000 worth of equipment sit.
No.
I take it with me everywhere I go.
No, that's
I hide it in my underwear.
So, if you want to hold up Nicc, find him at the grocery store. He's carrying it
Oh
under his
fuck,
shirt.
man, dude, don't send them. You're sending a hit squad out for me on that one. Somebody wants my tools.
Tools of the trade, man. Tools of the trade.
I don't really believe that God called in sick the second day. I was just being
you're
a
just
smart
smart
ass.
ass,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
It
being
was
a
a good
smart
riff.
ass.
It was a good riff.
Does
I
anybody
enjoyed
think
it.
that God called in sick the second day?
Oh, wait. Hold on, I gotta. No, I don't. Well, maybe somebody out there does.
Maybe
but
so. You know what? We're killing batteries. Excuse me, people.
there
We'll
we go.
I'll at least show you this.
What's he doing? Oh. Well, hey, man. Dude doesn't really game.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man.
That is a gaming headset.
Say something.
Something.
Yeah, I'm still hearing. I gotta shut it down. I gotta wait for the beep.
The beep. Beep beep.
Got it. All right. So on the agenda,
I remember that sound. So
Yeah.
because I had that headset forever.
I used to like them so much till they started getting to the end of their life. Like
yeah. They start getting real wonky. Yeah.
Oh wow, we have a third cam up. Remember?
Yeah. We have the wide. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to leave that because I'm not actually on it.
Oh well, then you can mess with it.
Yeah,
Do
I'm
what
gonna
you
kill
wanna
it
do.
quick. Excuse me, I can't see that small.
He's Squinty Magoo. Oh wait, no, that Mr. Magoo. Yeah. Whoops. That is a reference there. I shouldn't have got sparkling water. I'm burping now.
All right, we'll show them. Ooh, what? Oh, it didn't go infinity.
No.
Anyhow.
Well, it technically will, but
I
you won't
line-
be able to see it.
Yeah, I didn't line up nothing for you people today.
What do you
Just
mean you
yeah, I had a
people?
guess. Like I didn't. No research. Media blackout this week.
Yeah.
However, I did want to do. We can't really expand. I mean, we can just give our thoughts on everything that was talked about beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? Like we can't really speak for our guest that we did have. Do you have any tattoos?
No.
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 Why no? Just not your thing?
Not my thing.
Never wanted one?
It's not that like I don't have like a problem with it or anything. It's just I've only ever had the idea a couple times of getting one, and the idea passed pretty quick. So
Not
I
a
was
good enough idea.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm like, okay, if I don't want this like a week later, you know. So I would always give myself like time to think, and like a week or two, I'd change my mind. So
That's one thing that I'd always done. Like I never ran out, like got an idea, got my next paycheck or went and got money out of the bank and went and ran out and got a tattoo.
you
Anything
thought about it, yeah,
for months,
yeah.
like months ahead of time. The only one I ever ran out and got was, I didn't have months of thinking into it, was probably about a week, a few days, or maybe 2 weeks tops.
That's a nice amount of time to at least mull it over.
Like, yeah, not like, oh, let's go get a tattoo right now. Boom, done. Yeah, that's how you end up regretting. You have regrets, and you may go back to the same tattoo artist to get a cover up.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, what game do you want to play?
So we do got time today, killer amount of time. So we're gonna wrap this up. You know, fill out the last little bit of the podcast, and then we're gonna try and stream.
Yeah,
The easiest way.
I am not burning the whole day though. I do have some other shit
Yeah,
lined up.
no. The easiest thing to do would just be download Steam. I'll sign into my Steam and play Towerfall. It's a head-to-head game.
Processor, man.
No, it's like old school. It's like
I'm saying
8-bit.
the processor.
What about it?
It's
Yeah, I know.
G4560.
It's fine.
All right.
Yeah,
Low
trust
tech.
me, it's fine. Trust me. This game will run.
You'll
on
be
a
playing.
laptop.
I don't know how to. I won't play a game I don't know how to play.
Well, it's a head-to-head game.
Well, you can play the computer.
Oh, don't puss out.
Come on, man. I don't play games I don't know how to play. I already make an ass out of myself
don't-
98%
I've
of the
only played
time
this
everywhere.
Game, I've played this game for like a half an hour, dude.
What is it?
It's called Towerfall.
Towerfall.
Yeah.
What's the
It's like I think it's like 8-bit or 16-bit art style.
What's the big one now? Titanfall?
Yeah.
Was that like a real big game that
Yeah.
people were hyped about?
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter where you can get into mechs.
It's not that.
No,
Okay.
no, it's not that.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Or a different game. What other games are there? Run down the list for me.
That will run that I have in my Steam that'll run on that.
Yeah, none. Hey, even
might
if we
be
got to
some-
go low,
Well, there might be some single-player games, but that'd be just me playing and you watching. Then
we can take turns, man. Yeah, that.
I would have to look through the list. I don't know.
All right. Anyhow, I'm trying to.
I have like 150 Steam games.
Trying to think of a way to wrap it up. 150?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
Hey.
Humble Bundle.
Something I wanted to ask about on Steam that I don't understand, and maybe other people that seeing this someday today.
Uh-huh.
Can you borrow games from people?
So I don't know if it's still an active program, but there used to be like a friend share function. So what I would do is I would have to like log in. So like whatever computer you're on, like we have to be friends and have
On
each,
Steam.
and each have our own Steam account. And then I have to we both have to like logged in on each other's computers and they have to be authorized. And then as long as I'm not playing a certain title, you can download it from my it'll say like a play share, like you can go into my
Yeah.
library, download it and play it as long as I'm not playing it.
Well, what fun is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no fun.
But I don't even know if they still have that.
And you know something else I didn't think about till right now?
Hmm.
I really was black at one time in Rust. Was I
Yeah,
not?
you were.
I was a black guy.
I was like an Asian guy, and then when they added females, now I'm a chick. I'm like a white chick.
You are,
Yeah.
yeah, you are a chick.
Mm-hmm.
You get to run around as a naked chick.
Yeah. Went from an Asian dude to a white chick.
What a
What a world.
What a
Yeah.
change, man.
I think you were black and then stayed black. Though.
Yeah, I'm
You're
just-
a black
I'm just-
dude to black dude. Yeah,
I'm black
yeah. In Rust.
in Rust.
In Rust.
In Rust. Let me state that.
So let me explain too. So Rust is a survival game. If you're uninitiated with it,
if you
and
don't
so what
know,
it does is it automatically generates a like a character based off of like the letters in your name. That's how it generates.
yeah,
what you look like.
off your
Yeah.
Steam name.
Off your Steam name. So my first randomly generated one was an Asian dude, and then they added females into the game, and then when it changed, like half the people ended up becoming chicks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered if I was going to be one, but I logged on and no, I wasn't. So
Yeah. I think your dick shrunk though.
it probably did.
Probably did. Yeah.
Shrinkage, man, shrinkage.
Yeah. Took a lot of
What
swimming. Yeah.
What would it take to get that online? Because we had some fun on there.
Rust?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just look it up real quick.
No. Like what? Not stat wise. What do we need
to start streaming Rust.
Yeah.
Are
Are we gonna do house to house, or are we gonna do?
house to house? I mean, I'm fine.
Would be easier.
Either way, we need to get used to make sure that your rig's up to snuff.
Well, I already know my rig's up to snuff. The one at home.
Oh yeah, you have played Rust on it, but yours is pretty low on the graphics.
No, dude, that 660 is working.
It's pretty low on the graphics.
And it ran Rust without issue on whatever.
You had to bump down the res and you had to tweak, if I recall.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Not for Rust.
Yeah, if I recall.
No, I've always had NVIDIA. I ran at.
Oh, you have an AMD now.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, you mean your 660 Ti?
Yeah.
Do you just want my 9? You can
My
use
home
you
rig.
can
No,
use my
man, I'm not
970.
upgrading. I'm gonna
Just
run it
use my
till
970.
I'm gonna run it till the fan comes out of
Well,
it.
you have an
Till the wheels come off.
Well, you have an EVGA with a lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
So if it dies of its own accord,
Does
you
that
get
still
a new
apply,
graphics.
though?
Yeah, if it's a lifetime warranty
Yeah.
and you don't do anything, it doesn't die of anything you did to it, then yeah, they replace it.
I wonder if like lightning strike counts.
You'd have to check their terms.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that shit.
Yeah.
All right, man. So we should be back playing a game.
Yeah, pretty quick. Actually, like it shouldn't be too long to set up.
Huge thank you to our guest Thor Marlow. amazing. He will be back sometime.
Yeah, and possibly next week we should
I want to hear more. Have
a third and possibly regular. If you remember Aaron from our IT episode, he's got Sundays cleared now, and he's expressed interest as being a regular. So
that episode he was on. It doesn't have like a huge number of downloads,
but it's more than average.
Well, two things. He got people to check it out, and two, the title of it, the PC Inappropriate. I guarantee a lot of it was kind of like clickbaity.
It was clickbaity. Yeah.
People were thinking it was something politically, PC related, and well, it was.
Yeah, but maybe we should just start naming everything super clickbaity. Is that what you're saying?
No, man. I actually I don't like clickbait shit.
No, I don't either, but it does work.
Oh fuck yeah, it works.
Yeah.
That proves it right there.
Right
That if anything proves a point.
Yeah.
Title in an episode, PC Inappropriate.
Yeah.
Got us more downloads.
Yeah.
All right. Let's roll this show. We're
right.
going to work something out for a game. I don't know if I want to go super, but what 2-player super game is there?
Turtles in Time is what we were going to originally play.
Right.
Yeah. But it's going to be like, if you want to find a ROM now, good luck over the internet. We'd have to go get the disc.
And how are we going to play a head-to-head game on one computer?
It's split screen. Or it's like it's a one screen game. It's like arcade style. Both of our sprites move on the same screen because we fight. We shoot bows at each other.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
What other games are two people on
Single
on the screen?
Two people. On you mean on Steam?
Just in general, I'm trying to think of some.
Oh, like on Super Nintendo, there's a bunch.
New Super Mario Brothers is on. What is that? Wii?
Yeah. Yep. That's when Mario. Instead of taking turns, it started like we all play through the levels at the same time.
Yeah,
there's shenanigans with that because you can jump on each other and stuff.
Yeah, jump on each other, and if you go too fast,
when Mario Party 10 comes out, though, I'm gonna bring my Switch down. We need to get 2 other people to play Mario Party.
How are we gonna get 2 other people?
Or not 10, whichever, like Super Mario Party on the Switch.
On the Switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we can HDMI that right into a display, right?
I'll look into it, but you might need like an Elgato or something. But I mean, which we can do it. Yeah, we have capture cards. It's HDMI.
Actually, we'll go one camera on us and then one for the
game. Yeah, we don't need.
We're good.
We don't need 2 separate cams now.
All right, people. We shall return. We're signing off. Again, huge thank you to Thor Marlow coming on. I learned some shit about football I didn't know.
Yeah, that was really insightful.
And just the whole mix of it too. I don't like talking about people when they're not here.
Well, it's not like we're trashing them.
Oh, total slam piece. No, amazing individual as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Doing that much, and like I said, he organized that skate contest.
Yeah, dude's a workhorse.
I hadn't seen that for years.
He's out there fucking grinding, man.
Every time that's the first I saw him sit still, not working ever.
Yes. Yep. Same.
He's always in the studio tattooing or coaching, whatever. But to do all that, there's only 24 hours in a day. That's what we all get.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're Doctor Who.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the new show as much as the old one. I
like it with Matt Smith was like the furthest I watched it. I didn't see it after that.
Who's your favorite Doctor?
It's tough. I probably have to go David Tennant.
How many have there been? 13?
13 or 14, I think.
14?
Yeah.
Do you remember the original?
No, I didn't watch the original. I watched it like the post reboot after like 2000.
Oh, come on, man. You got to watch the original shit.
I know a little bit about it.
It was pretty cheesy.
Yeah, I know.
But
yeah. So I mean,
hey, I watched it with Pop, man.
The new one has.
My dad loved that shit.
All right, we gonna set this up?
What? Real quick before we go, I need another piece of trivia answered. Okay. Name me the 2 Scott. Scott. Was it Bakula? Bakula?
Scott Bakula?
Yeah, I can't say
Quantum Leap and Star Trek Enterprise.
What other show was he on other than those 2?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Are those the 2 I'm thinking of?
Those are like the 2 that I know him from. I don't
know.
He's done other stuff.
When I was watching Enterprise and I was like, Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was like grumbling in my head.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
All right, people. We'll be back with something for you. I don't know. It's a toss-up.
We'll see.
We'll work it out. We'll hash it out.
We'll hash something out. Okay.
Love it, man. Love it.